So,
They led the director of my VA out of the building about a month ago with a police escort. Fired, kicked to the
Huh?
curb, don't come back.
Jeez.
wow.
The four congressmen who the area covered, both Democrats, Republicans, were all were in agreement. This guy had to be out of the job.
Wow. How's the VA out there? Is there a lot of issues going on, or what's the deal with that?
A lot of issues. The big problem I've had is patient advocacy doesn't answer their phone, nor do they return phone calls. So what I started doing was I went into my health eVet and I just started sending secure messages on whatever problems I was dealing with to the general chat, because those are time stamped and those are logged. So just FYI, if you're having a problem and the VA doesn't seem to be responding, you can always go in there and start spouting off, and at least you know there's going to be a record maintained.
Right. Yeah. The patient advocate. It's really. It's not the greatest out here at the San Diego VA, but it's pretty good. And like I said, the place I'm at, it's called Veterans Village of San Diego. And, I'll be honest, it's not like it used to be. It used to be really structured, really veteran based, but now they let a lot of Medi-Cal people in here. So it's not as strict. It's a lot more lax than it used to be, but it's still a good program. It's still got a lot of great resources. If you want to get your life together and straighten up, they'll give you the opportunity, but you got to, do a lot of the work. It's pretty much big boy rules.
There's a friend of mine who was in this VA system here and hated it, and she ended up moving to Biloxi, Mississippi, and she's been fighting for over 6 years to have this surgery done on her intestines, and just less than 6 months in that system, they've agreed to do the surgery. They just got to wait for all of her, uh, her test levels to even out before they can do the thing. So I always tell people it just might be your VA system. Each one is run differently. So if you having a bad experience, if you are thinking about moving, don't hesitate to think that next one can't be better, because it possibly could be.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just don't settle on one. You can always ask questions. There's always additional resources out there that you can look into. Never stop fighting for you. Never stop trying to improve yourself. That's what I always say.
And
No.
also, if you're a veteran and you haven't applied for healthcare yet at the VA, you can apply by phone. And the number that you can call to apply for VA healthcare is 877-222-8387. So again, that's 877-222-8387. And you can call by phone and you can apply for healthcare if you call that number and you're a veteran, you haven't yet applied.
Nice. Thank you for that, Astrid. That's a good resource.
Yeah, just in case anyone needs it, any veteran out there that's curious or unaware of how to apply, you can start there. It's a good
Right.
resource.
And if you're in the San Diego area or you're close by, I'm going to give you guys the number to reach out to Veterans Village. Like I said, they're a good program out here. They're usually open from 9 to 5. They do walk-ins. If you're really struggling, you could always say, "Hey, look, I got nowhere to go. I can't get into a shelter. Is there any emergency resources available to me?" And sometimes they'll let you in that very day. But their number is 619 393 2000. Once again, that's 619-393-2000. They also have a website, vv.net.
There's a lot of these veterans villages popping up. In fact, I'm right now, my charity is working with another charity. We're going to do here in 29 Palms, we're going to do a half marathon. But this other charity, Rescue Residents, is about stopping homelessness. And they already have a $50 million grant. They're going to build a veterans RV park, is officially what it's going to be called. But they are putting tiny homes on it as cabins, and they're going to allow veterans who are facing homelessness to be able to rent those out.
Nice. Right on.
Yeah, that's really cool that they're gonna do that for veterans. It's a good
Yeah,
resource. There's a lot of
rescue
veterans,
Rescue Residents is their name. So I follow them on Instagram. So if anyone follows me on Instagram, I like their stuff all the time.
Have you heard of Irrelevant Warriors here in San Diego in the Oceanside area?
No, I haven't heard of that.
They're a really good group. I've been talking to a couple of the admin, and they do hikes, they do get-togethers, and they do marches. They help with the Wounded Warrior project, and they're a really good support. They're really great. If you need to look into them, I'll try to send you the link if I can. Give me a couple of minutes here. Let me see what I can do.
We got Army Vet who wants to speak here.
Hey,
All
Army
right.
Vet.
Hey,
Greetings,
how you doing, pal?
greetings, my brothers and sisters. I've been sitting here listening for about 5-10 minutes, give or take. I can definitely confirm that not all VA centers are the same. My experience with the DeBakey Clinic in Houston was beyond subpar to the point that I believe that VA centers should be shut down and completely revamped. But
Absolutely.
now that I'm here in San Antonio, I can say this. For the last 5 to 6 years, have not had one issue with them. They have been phenomenal. To me, they are the model that should be followed. Um, when I go to an appointment, I check in. I get there 15 minutes early. I don't even wait those 15 minutes. I mean, I'm in. They see me. They take care of my issues. They order my tests, my meds, whatever I need. I'm not trying to be biased, but I've been in a few VA systems, and this is phenomenal here in San Antonio. And I would also like to add, the homeless veteran thing is very near and dear to my heart. We have a program here in San Antonio called the GI Forum, which is the residential center for veterans. That is probably, I'm going to say, between 200 and 300 beds available for homeless veterans based on your disability rating. Guys that are in the 90 to 100%, they actually get private rooms because you pay $300 a month to live there. The other ones that are there just transitioning from whatever led them to be homeless to going back to not being homeless, you pay $100 a month. They give you, we stay in dorm style. It is they provide you 3 meals. They have access to all connections in the field to work. They are backed by the VA. We do have a lot of donors. I thank God that I was able to find them with my unfortunate accident that left me paralyzed and homeless at one point. And thank God through all His graces that Fort Sam Houston was able to put my whole C spine back together and give me the ability to stand up and walk out of there 4 days later. There's just, man, I hear all these horror stories, and I feel so blessed to have what I have here in San Antonio because they are really, really veteran friendly here. I mean, we have 3 Air Force bases, 2 Army bases. We're big on. We have a lot of military schools here. Air Force does their basic training here. It's a great place to be if you're a veteran.
I got a couple of friends in San Antonio. I'll reach out to them and let them know what you said and see if they could give you some feedback.
Yeah, that's great for those resources. I also have a friend in New Braunfels. Is that far away?
15 minutes up I-35 north from me.
Okay, I'll make sure he's aware and see if, because I'll tell you what I'd love to do, or unless if you want to do it, If you can get me some footage and information, I would love to push out information on my YouTube channel for it.
It's called the GI Forum. It is on North Flores Street. You can probably look it up because I think I'm following you anyways. Yeah, I am, and you're following me. So I can DM you that information. And then, like I said, about 4 or 5 blocks away, there's the actual residential center for veterans, which is geared towards all homeless veterans. And they do have male and female. Granted, the female is limited to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think 6 to 10 beds, because there's not a lot of homeless female veterans that I know of. Whereas the man side is like 50 per team, that's 200 plus, and about 250 for men.
So I've done a little bit of work with a charity called First Salute, which it's specifically a women's charity. And when female veterans become homeless, it normally is a tough challenge to find some place to put them because they normally have kids with them. And a lot of shelters won't allow children of a certain age to come into the shelter. So that's a big challenge that they work with. But I'm glad that they're out there. I'm trying to see if I can work with them even closer because we need more places for female vets who are going to be homeless, because that is a challenge.
Yeah, the only downside to the veteran shelter is no kids. Doesn't matter if you're male or female. They can come visit you, but they can't live there. But you just gave me an idea to start thinking about, because I go there and volunteer once in a while, and maybe I can throw that idea to them. The only problem I see is that would definitely probably take some construction costs, and then and I'm not gonna say every veteran there is a good person, because we all know there's bad people everywhere. For the most part, I would probably not have the people I hung around with there. I would not have a problem being around my children, even though my children are grown now. But if I had small children, but there were people there that I was a little suspicious about. Just by the way they talked about certain age level people, I would say it just led me a little concerned that we may have some very unwanted among us. But regardless, I'm not here to make that call. I'm here to do one thing, and that was to get my shit together and move out. And it took me 2 years, and I bought a big 4-bedroom house and a truck, and I have my dogs and all my kids with me again who are grown. So life is good now. I mean, it really comes down to this. No matter where you're at as a homeless veteran, you're not going to get anything out of it if you don't put anything into it. And I think we could all agree on that, because I never used them other than to sleep there. I found my own job. I had my own meals for me because I ate out a lot. I used them for one thing, to sleep and allow me this time to get my plan in order. So it really comes down to initiative and discipline, which I will say in some aspects I've lost some of that, and I'm trying to gain it back. I'm not as disciplined as I was when I was on active duty. I would like to think I am, but I would be lying to myself if I thought I was. But I'm working on it.
That's good. I gotta agree with you. Not everybody wants to go out here and get the help and support that they need. A lot of people come to recovery and they use this place as thinking it's a budget hotel. They want to stay here for 2 or 3 years and just become lazy and lackadaisical. But another good program out here that we use is called HUD VASH. Veterans, let me see what it
Yeah,
stands
we
for.
use Vash here too. We use Vash a lot here.
Oh yeah, yeah. Vash is amazing. Vash is currently what I'm trying to use to get a place of my own out here in San Diego. But the cost of living is it's outrageous to live anywhere in San Diego anymore. Um, but HUD Vash is really good. It's got a lot of good resources if you're willing to utilize them. And I'll
So
put the information out to you guys as well.
So there is a guy I know up in Sacramento who's trying to buy up some property in the San Diego area because California's laws on ADUs have just changed everything. And if you are putting tiny homes, which is what he's doing, onto property, you can actually overrule your county and then dice up that that land into smaller parcels. So that's what he's doing, and I told him I would work with him because I'm closer to San Diego, because he's doing one in Sacramento and one down in San Diego. So I've offered my assistance with that.
Sounds like to me y'all need to leave California and come to Texas.
You
Yeah,
know,
I'm
my best
originally from
friend.
Texas. I'm from Houston.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Yeah, I used to live in Kingwood, Humboldt, and Old Downtown Spring.
nice. Yeah, so I'm from Texas until I joined the military at 18, and then I just ended up staying out here in California, never left.
I mean, we
Where are
also
you at,
have the
Ashley?
veterans. I think it's the Veterans Land Commission or something like that. That is able to, you know, provide you not only with the financing, but to pick out, certain amounts. I'll give you an example. You can get up to, depending, and this probably isn't in the best area, but there are plots available of 1,000 acres for $10,000 or less. And of course, then there's other, plots that are available, say 10 acres for $20,000. So, it all varies on where you're going to be, but they're real big here too. And as I told my children, they have, even though they're grown, I'm giving them 2 more years, and then I'm getting the hell. I'm on the outskirts of San Antonio, but I'm going more rural after this. I'm gonna look at the whole land and not necessarily the living off the land, because I do like some of the amenities of technology, but I do want to be like, 50, 60% self-sufficient, growing stuff, and maybe have a couple of cows or pigs or chickens or something I haven't done in a long time, because I'm originally from the backwoods of Michigan, and I kind of went from country life to more city life after, when I joined the army, because we're always in some sort of city. All my schools are here in San Antonio, my kids are here, and so I've been here. But yeah, it's I'm a big advocate for Texas. They, depending on your rating, you don't have to pay property taxes. I don't. In my 4 bedroom, 3 bath, 2 car garage on an acre with 3,000 square feet, my mortgage payment is 808 a month. This is what we have to offer veterans.
One benefit that a lot of people don't discuss, if you're a veteran and if you have like a business that you're doing out of your home, let's say you're just selling like, you know, crochet things that you're knitting, it's worth it to register as an LLC and then go to the Small Business Administration's vet biz. And here's why. Once you have your business rated through the SBA as a service disabled veteran owned business, you become eligible for a program called the Federal Surplus Property Program. And I've got my business in Kansas. It's approved. I'm waiting on my current approval here in California. And what you can do then is you can buy equipment from the government for 1/6 of the cost that the government paid for it. Now, this is important for things like vehicles. So, if you need a car for your business and it was a $60,000 car, you're going to be able to get it for 10 grand. And the rules are you just have to keep it available for inspection. It has to be used for your business. And they may inspect, they may not. And then you keep it on your property books for 1 year, and then you can sell it. And you can sell it for whatever price you can get for it then. And if for someone in a rural area, I'll tell you the big one that I've seen is tractors. You could buy a tractor for pennies on the dollar of what the government bought it for, and then after a year resell it, and your business just made some profit.
I had my one man yard work business out here in San Diego. I was going through some times, and I couldn't find work. I was applying everywhere. No one was hiring. And this was, during COVID, the whole world was shut down. But I wish I had those resources, because I could have really built up a small yard work business. It was really taking off. I had a lot of clients, in the area who I was getting to know. I was kind of getting to be known in the community, and I wish I could have done more with it.
Well, if you ever restart it, just know that that's available to you. It's a good program. You do have to have the cash to buy whatever whatever they have available, but you can also tell the state, "Here's my wish list of things that I would like to do, or things equipment that I would like to get." And I'll tell you another big one that they have is FEMA trailers. I'm helping a veteran I know in Louisiana do this very same thing. He can buy property there for like $10,000, get just land that's unimproved, and hook up his sewage and everything to it. And if he gets one of these trailers, he's literally going to maybe pay $5,000 for a trailer, and that's where he's going to headquarters his business.
I'll definitely look into that more. If you could send me a link to that, that'd be great.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll send you some stuff on it.
All right,
Has it,
guys. So, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I actually do have a question. If anyone here, if you know of anyone who's done this, this is the one area that I have not touched on, and that's for veterans with at-home caregivers. If you require assistance of like a family member or anything like that, the VA has a program where they can apply to be your at-home caregiver, and then the VA actually gives them a monthly stipend. I believe it's like $700 for helping you get dressed and get, there's all these rules on it. I just don't know. Is it only for mobility? So I've been actively looking for VSO or just anybody who's applied for that program just to find out, what what are what do you need to know about it so that I can assist other veterans.
Do you know if they help out with parents with children with special needs? I got an 8-year-old daughter. She's special needs, and you know her. But it's tough. Her mom takes care of her full time. Um, I help out as much as I can, of course, when I'm able to. But I want to find a way, if possible, if there's some resources available that, like you said, someone could come out there and watch her for a couple hours, during the week, so her mom could get away and take care of her own personal issues that she's got to take care of.
I believe they have programs for that, but only if you're 100% disabled, because when you get 100%, that makes your family members eligible for health care as well. So I think
Correct.
but don't quote me on this. I know I've read some stuff about programs like that. I've never dealt with them myself.
Yeah, I know at 100%, you for sure your dependents get healthcare as well. So that's at 100, you get medical for your dependents, and you also get free dental. And like he said, there's money for a caregiver. They can get paid to help you for if you have any medical conditions that you're getting, your disability that you acquired in the military, they can get paid as well.
Correct. My experience from it, karate here, is that my wife looked into it, and you have to pretty much be immobile. So she was looking into it to help me out around the house and stuff. See, if we can't work on that, but yeah, you have to pretty much be immobile before you qualify for it. Unfortunately, yeah, but 100%, it does open up a whole bunch of stuff for you too. I'm about to put my teeth in the shop here really soon, so. But yeah, I just wanted to clarify on that. It's through my experience.
Also, I would like to add that 100%, your dependents are eligible for full educational benefits at any accredited college for 4 years, provided that they maintain their 12 to 15 hours per semester. That I think it's through Voc Rehab does it, or it might be the VSO. I'm not sure.
And California has a benefit that if you are a veteran, just a veteran, uh, your children can come here to a California state school. They can go for free. There are caps to it, and there are also caps to how much money that your child can make while they're in school. But that's a good benefit, especially if they're looking to go to like UCLA or UCSD or something like that.
That's good to know. My daughter, she gets a lot of care from her mother's health insurance, but it's good to know that there are resources out there available to her. I'm not 100% service connected myself. I'm still waiting on my rating, but I'd like to know if there's options even out there for vets, even if they're not 100%.
Well, that program, you just have to be a veteran. You don't even have to be a 0% service connected. If you're a veteran, your child can take advantage of that program. I do believe you have to have an honorable or general under honorable discharge for that.
Yeah, I'm honorable myself, so I'll definitely look into that and see what options are available to me at this time.
One thing I've created that I'm looking for an artist because if I can have this made, it'll be a great way to fund my charity. Is I've made a board game for veterans. It's called Benefits Battlefield, and it's pretty much you are playing other people trying to get to 100% disability, but it's an educational game so the public understands what us veterans go through and how things get tied to certain percentages and things like that. But I also wrote it so that it's really funny. So like if you get tinnitus as a condition, there's a bell every time you make a claim. You got to ring the bell.
That bell's going.
That's a great that's actually really
That is a
funny.
good idea. And you know,
Yeah, it is.
tinnitus, it always hits you at the worst possible time, doesn't it? If you got tinnitus, it always hits you when you're out and about. You get that constant ringing, and it's just so annoying. And there's nothing you can really do for it.
the the veteran I'm helping right now, he's got tinnitus and he also gets headaches. And I told him, well, you should get 60% in the next 6 months. I'm helping him build his claim because tinnitus is a 10% claim and it's a presumptive condition. So they can't tell you that you don't have it if you have it. And then if you have it and it causes you migraines, and it affects your life, that's good for 50%. So the combination of the two of them puts you at 55%. So you get paid at 60.
That's a great point. That's actually where I started off. I got my rating first for tinnitus. So I started out and then my following claims got approved, but I was at a rating of 10% until I got up to my rating of 75. So yeah, I started off with tinnitus, which is a good thing to start off with, you know, in the military. We have as veterans, while we served, we were exposed to loud noises. We have exposure to loud noises. So it causes tinnitus that a lot of people don't understand because maybe they've never been exposed to situations with that loud of, you know, noise. So tinnitus is actually a condition, you know, that is serious. It does happen. And like he said, there are secondary claims. So tinnitus can cause migraines. Other things, you know, migraines, like you said, there's always secondary claims. And it's important that you put in your claim. Like I always say, the first step is to put in your claim.
Yeah, I got my
You know, it's
PTSD
funny.
rated.
I'm sorry,
Then,
go ahead.
oh no, I was just gonna say sleep apnea was the big one I got secondary.
Absolutely, absolutely. I also have sleep apnea, and you know, now they're even saying that the water we drink over in Iraq is messing us up, and all these chemicals and everything we were inhaling from burn exposures, you know, it's messing up their lungs. When I originally got out, they were kicking people out of the military for any and every reason. Surge back in 2011, early mid 2011, and they were saying, "Oh, your lung issues are due to because you smoke." I'm like, "Look, I'm telling you, as someone in the medical field, it goes beyond that." And I didn't properly assess it until I came to the VA, which kind of frosted my ass and made me a little miserable, but that's how it was, and I can't do anything about it by being bitter.
The good thing is, and I was instrumental in some of this in Afghanistan, is they did a pretty good job of uh, encapsulating what things we were exposed to. And a lot of that is because, we had the Vietnam vets in front of us who fought for Blue Water Navy and Agent Orange. So a lot of that was recorded at the places where we were at. So all we have to do is show that, no, I was on this base, and then everything that we were exposed to is there. And that's why we were able to get the PACT Act passed so quickly.
Yeah, I wasn't on a fob, unfortunately. I was out on a little outpost, so it's a little different. So I don't know how big of an impact that's going to be make. That's going to make.
Just one day of exposure is all you need, and that's why I was very clear. I was the safety guy on my camp, so myself and the Prev Med doctor, we did a full letter that we had to give to the colonel before she signed it, and we told her, "Look, this you're going to help everybody years down the road get their claims adjudicated quickly," and you know we're not perfect, but we're a lot faster now because we learned from the generation before us.
And also, what helped me with my claim to get approved, like I said, I started off with tinnitus, and what helped me was the CNP exam, which is very important. Like that's where the outside of the VA examiner determines if it's less than likely, more than likely, or 100% likely that it occurred in service. And so they'll do the hearing test on you. They'll do the ringing, and you have to press the buttons when you hear the ring. And that is the CNP exam is very important process in the veteran claims. So if you haven't ever had a CNP exam, you can research it, and they will decide also, and that can help your claim process and your rating as well.
Before every CMP exam, don't shower, don't shave, go in grumpy, drink a lot of coffee, be hungover, whatever you can to look like crap.
Oh, yeah. And one thing they say too is the CMP examiner is never your friend. No matter how friendly they act and how much, basically they're just judging you the second you walk in. They want to try to be nice, but sometimes it's fake. And it's messed up if they deny veterans, that are really sick and have these injuries and disabilities, because when a veteran is denied, they have to go through the whole process again, which can take a whole nother 6 months to a year, which is messed up when they're doing this to veterans on purpose. Fortunately, I've had a few good CMP examiners who actually did care about veterans, which is important. We need people out there who are going to help veterans, not just be there, to deny just out of spite. So it's
Absolutely, a
very
lot of
important.
people. Absolutely, a lot of people just want to brush you off when you first come in, and you're telling them about your issues, and your signs and symptoms. They just want to throw you under the bus, and they just want to say nothing's wrong with you. Take Motrin and drink water. Change your socks, and you'll be all right.
Oh yeah, but
Can't remember shit.
with the company that Skipper and I use, they coached us through how to get through the CMPs and let us know that they're watching us from the parking lot to the time we get up into the room. I made sure my wife got my door. I got out using my cane. Wasn't in a skip, a happy skip, so um, and I was in a hell of a lot of pain that day, when I did have my uh thing. So it does help. You gotta
And also something that's important too that I always do. You can go to My Healthy Vet or ID.me, the DS login, and I always, after a healthcare visit at the VA hospital or clinic, I always get my notes or I get my full medical record from the VA, and it'll say everything from when you're in service to when you're out of service, all the medical records from every visit. And it's important to know what they're writing, the doctors, to make sure they're listening and make sure they're noting what you're saying.
Absolutely. You always want to make sure that everything you get, every time you go, you get it in documented, you get it in writing. It's not just verbal communication between you and your doctor. Make sure that everything's in clear black and white. Otherwise, you're not going to get a rating.
There's another resource. This is a little bit off topic of the claims that I used called Veterans Advantage, and this one is one of those that helps you get various discounts on things, and it's a paid service. But the big thing I used it for was plane tickets when I flew back to Ohio last Christmas. You can do a trial run for 30 days of it. So I did a trial run, ordered my plane tickets. They actually automatically insure your flight. So I had my flight and everything like that. Then when I got back home, I canceled during the trial period and saved all that money.
So another issue I want to bring up is homelessness, especially here in San Diego. It's very, very sad that not enough is done for our homeless veterans here in San Diego. You see them in the streets, you see them in tents and little tent cities downtown, and there's got to be a lot more done. I feel just for mental health and veterans' well-being overall. There's a couple of closed down facilities, libraries here in San Diego, I think could be beneficial to be turned into shelters. It's just sad.
I think another thing too is that since we're in the military and military trained, we're trained to have a strong mindset, and that sometimes emotions may be weakness, which isn't true. Emotions aren't weakness. It's okay to get help, and mental health is not a weakness. It's just something that people go through, especially military things that people have seen or gone through, and it's okay to get help for it. And I think that's a big problem is people are scared to even get help. They think it's weakness, like I said, which isn't true. It's not a weakness, and you need help. You need help. It's okay to get the help you
Absolutely.
need.
Absolutely. You're 100% correct. 100% correct on that. We're taught in the military, suck it up and drive on. And like I said, drink water and Motrin and don't complain, don't show emotion. But hey, it's okay to cry. I break down every now and again, and I cry like a little baby. And it's hard. It's tough out here, especially when we come from one mindset to another. Everyone teaches us how to go into the military and kill and this and that, but no one tells you what it's like when you're out. They say, "Oh, the VA is going to take care of you." But what's the VA really going to do for you in the long run?
One thing that I've had a friend of mine try is Wounded Warrior Project does several different things, and some of them are one-day events, some are workshops, and with the workshops, they do have some specifically designed for PTSD where there are doctors there. And the other good thing about Wounded Warrior that they're doing now is they also have free VSOs. So if you go through one of these PTSD workshops, they're going to have all the documentation on it and then help you use that for your claims.
Yeah, I hear nothing but good things about the Wounded Warrior projects.
I have yet to do one of their events, but I do want to do one. I'm all the way up here in Joshua Tree, so they tend to do them more in LA and San Diego. So eventually, I'm just going to have to break down and drive.
Well, yeah, we'll definitely have to get together, buddy. If you're out here in San Diego, I'll show you around.
And also, I want to say too, if any veteran is going through mental health or needs help or feeling down, low, you can always go to your local VA clinic or hospital. And if you're a veteran that got out on honorable, or you can get free emergency health care there. And they have to give you care right there if you go in and ask for help.
Yeah, they put you on the 72-hour grippy sock vacation.
I'll also say Military One Source is pretty good for that because I experienced in November, I was trying to get a new therapist and the VA here just wasn't helping me. So I gapped it by going to Military One Source. They got me a therapist, and now I'm trying to get my therapist from Military One Source as my VA therapist. So I'm working with a woman in the VA to make that happen.
That's great. Yeah, like I said, it's very important to read the notes also. I had a few doctors as well at the VA San Diego, La Jolla clinics. And, after I read the notes, I realized that not all of them listen to you. So you really got to make sure that they, are listening to you. Their doctors, not just brush it off and be like, whatever. Because I noticed in my notes, that's what a lot of them were doing. So you have to make sure that it's up to date. And like some people mentioned before, it all depends on what VA system you're going through. May not all be bad. It all just depends.
Well, the care's gotten a lot better. It's definitely got a lot better at at the La Jolla VA. I don't know when the last time you went was, Astrid, but it's gotten 100% better since as opposed to 2 years ago when I first started going for mental health treatment.
And likewise, if you know of anyone who needs a service dog, uh, I went through Custom Canines. I know their veteran outreach. I can provide his number to anyone. And there's a 5-year waiting list for dogs. He got me a dog in 5 months because I'm a
Wow.
vet. So if you know of anyone who is struggling mentally and they think they can benefit from a dog, let me know. I'll get that number to them.
Wow. Yeah, that's a great benefit.
Absolutely. Pets are great to have. They're great companions. They're great. They help with depression. They help with anxiety. Uh, we
It's
actually have a really
amazing.
go
Yeah, it's
ahead. I'm
amazing
sorry.
what service dogs can do and how they can protect their owners when they're sick,
Absolutely.
even for people like me who have seizures and epilepsy. They could save someone's life like me. They're trained in all different medical to help with medical conditions, which is pretty amazing how smart they are.
I used to get panic attacks going into certain buildings that I had memories from. And I'm not joking, the day I got my service dog, those all went away. Like it was like someone turned a light switch just by me having her there. And now it's kind of funny, me, a Marine, walking around a Marine base every day with a poodle, but she's always there right by my side. And yeah, now people know me as Glory's dad. They don't even know me as Mike.
That's good, Mike. I don't
Yeah,
have a
that's pretty cool.
I don't have a therapy pet myself, but I'll tell you what, I'm a pretty funny and creative guy, I feel, and I carry around a stuffed bear that I took to Iraq. And hey, it calms me down. I do little funny puppet shows with it, and I try to brighten people's day and make people laugh, and it generally gives people a smile. That's not to say that I get a couple people who look at me funny, but hey, to each their own. If you could do something that makes you happy, go and be happy.
That's true, and it's always important to find something that makes you happy. And it helps to get out, get outside, not just stay cooped up in the house. So your mind can just sit there and worry, and your thoughts can play over and over in your head, because that's not good for you. You need to get out of your head, go outside, even if it's for a little bit of time, just to get out in nature, get those thoughts out of your head. And, it's healthy for you.
For a long time, I used to just stay in my house, and honestly, wasn't an alcoholic, but I drank way more than what I did or what I do now. But yeah, getting my dog definitely gets me outside more, gets me more social. Uh, I just have to deal with the tourists who come up here.
I'll tell you, absolutely. Getting out for your mental health is a great thing. Uh, I'm not gonna stand on my soapbox and preach forever about it, but I feel one thing that's really good for veterans who suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder and depression and anxiety is medical marijuana. I think it's wonderful. I think it helps you to be more active socially, creatively, and just for me, that's my personal experience. But like I say, not everyone's for everyone. It could give some people anxiety and panic attacks. So that's just me.
I actually agree 100%. Actually, medical cannabis has actually helped me 100%. It really does help me over prescriptions or anything. Uh, I don't drink. I haven't had a drink in over uh, almost 4 years. So if I ever did have a drink, that just numbs up. Where medical cannabis, it actually heals you. It doesn't cloud your judgment. It doesn't make you more depressed the next day, or make you numb. It actually has medical qualities and medical in the THC and cannabis that can help anxiety, depression, um, and it's proven facts. So,
A hundred
and
percent.
actually, even too, they have some cannabis dispensaries, because I live out in California. They actually have some that are veteran friendly. The one that I go to actually has veteran discounts, so we don't have to pay state taxes. And they actually even have certain days, free days for veterans, where they just give care packages just because. So there are actually some good programs out here that do. Um, they do help veterans out here with the medical cannabis community, because it does everything. Different things help different people, but for me, medical cannabis has really helped me.
Absolutely. And I follow you on social media, and I see that you're a big advocate of medical marijuana. And there's actually a dispensary right down the street from me, and they'll do occasional free strains. If you're a veteran, they'll give you a free strain every now and again, and they'll just be like, "Hey, you're going through a hard time. Life's tough. Here you go. Get stoned." And it's just great what some medical marijuana companies do for the vets.
I keep some edibles here. It's kind of like a in case of emergency break glass situation. If I have a severe attack, I'll take half an edible, and that'll calm me down. There's a place in Palm Springs that's they give me a veteran discount that I go to, and there's another place that I've picked up down in Fallbrook, which is veteran owned, and yeah, that's the two places I bought from.
Yeah, there's a really good dispensary out here in San Diego. It's called SDRC, and huge supporters of the military. Every time I've gotten in there, I've got exceptional service. I've met some really great people. I've told them, hey, I need a strain for PTSD, or I need a strain to deal with my anxiety. What you can recommend? What can you recommend for me? And I've always come away with something that's five-star quality.
I've had a pretty good experience with ketamine as well. I got some up in Vegas. Well, actually, on the way to Vegas, and I was told by some people, try that out. It's a psychedelic, but it's not a heavy one. But definitely helped me a little bit the times that I used it.
Well,
Yeah,
and
ketamine is very good.
I heard that they're doing that for treatment now for veterans also with PTSD. My friend is actually getting treatment with ketamine, so, and it's helping.
Absolutely.
tremendously, and she has PTSD from trauma in the military. She was in the Navy as well. So definitely, there's some great other or cannabis definitely has helped. Like I said, ketamine, they're doing research on it and helping veterans with PTSD, which is great that they're finally listening. And like you said, medical marijuana may have had a negative view in the past, but it's really not the devil's lettuce or whatever. It actually does help and it has healing benefits. No one's ever died from cannabis.
All I ever wanted to do was, smoke a joint, eat some Twinkies, and watch some Aqua Teen Hunger Force. And there's nothing wrong with that at all.
Well, I will say, last time I was in Vegas, I went through Vet Tix. I got some free tickets to go see X Country. I did have some medical marijuana, some ketamine. I was not hurting at all. It was a really fun night for me.
You're on cloud nine, huh? Seeing purple unicorns all over the place.
It's also important for medical marijuana, the different strains or the different types. So sativa, there's sativa, hybrid, and indica. And sativa is more like a cup of coffee. Like it gives you energy. Say you're depressed or something, and you can't get out of bed. Maybe you need that little uplifting, get you uplifted. Hybrid is a mix between indica and sativa. So indica is more of like if you have insomnia and you can't sleep and you can't sleep all night, indica can help you with that insomnia. And pain is good for pain relief. And
Absolutely.
hybrid is just a mix of the two. So a mix of indica and sativa together. So if you want like a mix of the for insomnia and for your anxiety, and to get you going, that can help as well. It's very important because if you just use sativa and you don't know that that is just kind of more like energetic, it can make you actually have an anxiety. So you need to choose which strain or which type works for you.
Totally, I agree with you 100% that indica is probably the best strain you can choose. I used to get anxiety and depression when I would smoke either sativa or hybrid. But I sat down with a friend of mine. He's a fellow combat vet. He does a lot for the veterans. If you ever heard of the group Drinking Bros on Facebook, he used to be a really big part of Drinking Bros before he left. And he said, just try smoking indigo for a while. I smoked nothing but indigo for a month straight. And I'll tell you, I was a lot calmer. My anxiety was down. I wasn't feeling the depressional issues that I would usually feel. I was sleeping better, and I was not taking my medication that I was prescribed through the VA. I even went to my VA doctor today, and I asked him about CBD oil. I don't know what you guys' thoughts and opinions are on CBD oil. What do y'all think?
I've had good experiences.
Yeah, CBD oil is also known to be very good as well, the component of CBD oil. And say some people maybe they don't want to smoke medical marijuana. They'd rather take edibles. I've seen a lot of veterans come into the dispensary, the older veterans, and get medical marijuana edibles for their pain and insomnia. So, say might take a little gummy before bedtime for their insomnia or when they're feeling anxiety. Um, I see a lot of the older veterans come in the dispensary as well, starting to realize that it does help for pain and insomnia and helps for their depression and anxiety and a bunch of different symptoms as well.
With us doing the veterans cruise, um, I won't lie, I've really kind of fallen in love with the idea of vetcations, of getting veterans together for, like weekend trips, places. And I've worked with Libo Risk, who's another group who does similar stuff, but like I want to do some where like maybe we go up to like a cabin up in like, you know, Northern California or something and do, live streams and stuff like that, but also do uh, uh, like PTSD workshops where we sit and we talk about what works for us, much like what we're doing here. I can see where people would benefit, and it's a good getaway, and it's a way to keep people social.
Absolutely. I think that's a great idea. Maybe go up to Big Bear or something like that. Have a little retreat where, we get away from the world for a little while and we just focus on each other and helping each other out. That's the main goal.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Absolutely. I think it helps, to be around people that have gone through some of the same things, because they understand sometimes, civilians don't understand um, what veterans do. So it's always nice to have someone there that does understand, because sometimes we can feel alone, but it's just not true, because there are other people out there that do understand and that we can talk to. So it's a great idea to get veterans together. Absolutely.
And as I'm thinking of doing things like this, like obviously I'll have my show involved, but it's also about introducing each other to new things. I There's things that I've had people try to talk me into that I just haven't had a chance to try yet. But like me and my son, I built a bow and arrow lane in my backyard. So now he's got a bow, I've got a bow. We go out there and we shoot, and it's our little hobby. But like if we do something like this, I could obviously bring my targets and my bow, and people can try it out and see if it's, hey, is this something for them? Because like I've always told other veterans, keep trying. Something might not work for you, but the next thing might work.
Definitely, that's a great point. And like you said, finding something that you enjoy doing. And a lot of people, or a lot of veterans, maybe they're cooped up in the house and they don't like to go out in public. Um, Maybe they don't like going around that many people. It gives them more PTSD or more anxiety. But
I've
there's other ways, like you said, to, get better and, try to heal in other ways. And being around other veterans that are going through the same thing, and finding hobbies that help keep you occupied and make you happy is very important.
Yeah, and like I've had people try to push me into massages, and a stranger like touching me would just give me uncontrollable anxiety. So that's why I did go with a couple veterans to a place, but I opted for Reiki, where they're not really touching you at all. It's a different type of therapy, and I thought it was actually pretty good.
Well, as you guys know, I always try to make people laugh. If you guys ever need to laugh, come check out my TikTok. It's linked to my bio. I do a lot of funny stuffed animal puppet shows, and I actually get people. I have a woman whose son has special needs. He's got Down syndrome, and she says my son always looks forward to seeing your little puppet shows. They put a smile on his face, and if I could reach one person and make their day better, then I've done my job.
And if any of you ever want on the show, just DM me. Would love to have you on. Um, the show is actually a pretty good thing of therapy for me. It's definitely brought me into a much better space, and I've been doing it now for 3 years, and I still have fun doing it.
Yeah, it's so helpful. I really like being able to talk to y'all and other veterans. It really does help. Like I said, a lot of us feel alone sometimes, which things like this can help us feel like other people are going through the same thing, which is really, it helps. And yeah, anyone that wants to be on the show, just contact at the Veteran Nation. You can contact me too, and you guys, we can do this again. And whoever wants to join and talk, and if they just need an ear to vent or anything, just someone to talk to, we'll be here for each other like we should be.
Likewise, if you want to shoot any TikToks or Instagram videos or anything, I can push them out on the YouTube channel. I've got also my True Social that's got about 7,000 followers. So I'm all about helping you all build audiences if that's your thing.
Sorry, my reception went out there for a minute. But yeah, definitely, I'm interested in helping you promote my channel and promoting yours. I'd love to give you a shout out sometime. Maybe we could collaborate. I could do a funny puppet show and raise some serious issues as well. But same with you, Astrid. I'm always here if you need to talk. I've gotten to know you a little bit over the years, and I'm happy that I could be there for you when you need a lending ear, and that we've become fast friends.
Thank you so much, everyone, for the support, and it really does help, like I said. And let's do this again, and we'll do this again, and anyone can join, like I said, and we'll be here for an ear. We'll spread knowledge and the different resources, because a lot of veterans are unaware of the different resources out there that they're actually eligible for. So we can spread that awareness, help people with their claims that got injured, the veterans that got injured during service, and help spread awareness of the benefits that they are eligible for. Because, like I said, a lot of veterans aren't aware. I had my grandfather who served for the Korean War. He was an Army tank driver, and he never knew about benefits. If I would have known back then what I know now, I would have helped him. He got injured in line of service. So it's I got help. My military friends helped me, and I want to help pass it on to help another veteran that deserves it.
Hey, before we end it here, Astrid, did you get your T-shirt?
It's there. It's at the my PO box. So I'm still gotta go pick it up, and then I'm gonna take a picture of it and promote it because I love the merchandise. Everyone needs to go. Everyone should go check out uh, the Veteran Nation Foundation. They should go check it out. The merchandise. It's really cool, and I want to wear my shirt. I'm excited.
Likewise, if anyone has any T-shirt ideas, I would love to beef up what I'm offering.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
definitely love. I definitely love a T-shirt and some merchandise to help promote the channel, and do what I can to help promote in any way possible.
I'm not a veteran, but I do respect all of you. My dad's a veteran uh, from 1950. I got to think about this. 54 to 56. He's considered a Korean War veteran, but I don't know why. But he never had these services, and the stuff you were talking about with the homeless were also uh, concerned for me because I was homeless at a time, and a lot of the services also help homeless services I have here in Colorado Coalition for Homeless, also helps veterans too.
Excellent resource. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I've known Astrid for a while too. Hello, Astrid.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing okay. Man,
I'm glad you're here to support.
oh, I always will support you. You know that.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate it for always being here.
Oh, you're welcome, Astrid.
And thank you everyone too that joined tonight and listened and took the time out to listen to these important issues, and for also the veterans that were here that need someone to talk to, and to spread, like I said, awareness about the different resources out there. So thank you everyone, and let's do this again real soon.
This is being recorded, and I'm going to try to get the audio file and then put it up on the YouTube channel. So if you missed anything or you want to reference something, I'll put it there. And likewise, if you want something edited out, just shoot me a message.
All right, sounds good, everybody. It was wonderful talking to everybody and having a great podcast, getting to know some people and bring up some issues. I'd love to do it again.
Definitely, I think this is a good forum.
Definitely, I had a great talk with everyone, and let's do this again soon. We'll plan it, and I'm going to share when the audio gets updated, I'll go ahead and share this too. So any veteran or anyone, that wants to spread awareness can hear this. So thank you guys, and we'll talk soon. And I hope everyone has a good night.
You too, guys.
All right, you too.
I'll ding it.
Thank you for being worth serving.
I'll DM you later, Astrid.
I'll talk to you later. Thank you, my brother and sisters in arms.
Take it easy, pal.